Hello all, Pit Bike Mike. Hope you all like, subscribe, all that good stuff, notifications, We're doing really well on subscribers so far. 327, we're doing great, We're just gonna keep on climbing, hopefully, and who knows, maybe one day I'll be big. Who knows? Either way, so small new additions. Finally got at least one type of stickers for this bike. This is a 6" by 1" sticker. It's a little too long for the Z900, so I'm waiting for other stickers to come in for that, which hopefully I have a buddy that's and his girlfriend are supposed to be making me a couple, so we'll hopefully they'll show up. Also, I got new gloves. Yes, gauntlet style gloves. They're built speed 2s. Max speed 2? Yeah. Either way, pretty nice, comfortable. I actually really like them. They don't have as much airflow as the I think they're called the Sprints. The other, like the blue leather ones that I always wear. So yeah, just kind of wanted to start off with that, show off the sticker so I can, start getting some self-promotion when I'm out and about riding and stuff. I did also get a QR code when I ordered these stickers, which was just a thrown-in extra, which was kind of cool. Also, I removed the little rubber pad on the foot pegs just to kind of give a little bit more secure footing, I don't know why it's taken me, 2,250 miles to, actually get to that point, but either way. So, something new. I'm really hopeful about this, and I hope that this isn't going to jinx it, but so I've been trying to look on forums to see if I can fit a 140, tire on this, because on the rear, it's a 120. So, I bit the bullet yesterday, and I ordered a Dunlop Battle Axe Hyper Sport S22 tire in a 140/70/17 for this thing. So, I'm going to take this, the rear wheel off, and I'm going to just kind of put it up in there and see if it fits between the swing arm, and if it does, I'm going to get it balanced, or mounted and balanced, and we'll see what happens. If it works, then, I'll get, I'll probably bump up the front tire too, because the front is a 110/70/17, so I'm probably going to bump that up to a 120/70/17. And then, yeah, if that all works, I'm going to then have some really nice grippy tires, which is going to be so nice. Because these IRC Roadwinner RX1s, they're terrible. Like, they've been I can't say terrible, but they're not the best. Like, when I've pushed it and I've gone into a corner a little fast, I have actually felt the front end kind of like, on this bike, kind of scrub a little bit, which it wasn't the best feeling in the world, because I really thought that it was probably just going to go out from underneath of me, and that would have been it. But, so, I want to get new tires. Also, I'm at 2,200 miles on these tires. They're starting to, show some wear in the rear. Yeah, wear in the rear, something like that. But either way, so if it works out, I'll finally be able to put onto the forums and Facebook groups that that the tire actually does work, which I'm really hoping. Either way, I'm gonna have a definitive response one way or another, whether it works or doesn't. Also, something new that I've been doing recently. I have been working on working on my clutchless shifting. Jesus. You know, maybe one day I should take speech classes. But, so, clutchless shifting, you know, so, you know, the basic principle, you know, you let out and while lifting up at the same point, and then when the transmission unloads from, you know, acceleration to deceleration, there's like that little spot where it'll then just pop right into gear, which is what I'm hoping. It's been pretty good so far. I haven't done it a lot, but I have practiced it a little bit on this, the Grom, the Z900, all of that. Like, it works. I can't complain that much. It does get the job done. So yeah. That's something I've been trying out a little bit here and there. What else is of interest and or of note? So I actually had you know, a subscriber. I think they're a subscriber. I hope they're a subscriber. Either way, there was a comment asking me to compare like this KLX 230 Supermoto and like the girlfriend's Grom, which, let's be honest, there is really no comparison between these two bikes. Like, they are totally different bikes, you know, through and through. Like, this has like 10, 12 more horsepower at the crank than the Grom, which, and, you know, a decent bit more torque. I don't know the torque number, so I can't give you that off the top of my head. Maybe I'll throw it onto the screen to make it easier to see, but going on with the comparison, you know, or a pseudo comparison, because I'm just on this bike. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go airborne, I think. Whee! I got the girlfriend to actually ride this yesterday, which, you know, she was really intimidated by the, you know, the seat height, because I think she's about 5'6" or so. Don't hold me to that. I'm spitballing here, but she's like 5'6", maybe 5'7". No, 5'6". Let's go 5'6". Final answer. So she was intimidated by the seat height on this, and I'm like, you know, the seat height really doesn't matter that much when you're moving. You know, and this bike is light enough to where, like, you can easily, you know, manipulate it while on the tips of your toes. So, after some hemming and hawing, I got her on the bike. And, yeah, she loves this bike. Like, you know, because the Grom, because of how so low horsepower it is, it definitely, it takes some doing, you know, getting it started and going. You gotta slip the clutch a lot more, gotta give it more throttle, stuff like that. Where this, on the other hand, you know, you don't have to slip the clutch as much. You don't have to give it as much throttle to get going. So, she really liked this bike. Like, she liked the extra bit of power that this bike had. Like, she was able to actually, like, you know, get up and go and, like, you know, actually maintain the speed limit and, you know, exceed it by a small amount. You know, which she liked how much easier it was just to ride this than it was the Grom. Like, yeah, the seat height was still a little intimidating, but once she got going, she got really comfortable with this. Like, she actually didn't even stall this bike, which, that's pretty awesome. Like, because she still once in a while will stall the little Grom. But, you know, she didn't stall this. She actually did really well. Like, for a while, she was, you know, short shifting in this, and, you know, like, not really winding it out as much as she, you know, could. Which, you know, once I was like, I got up to her and I was like, hey, you know, try revving it out just a little bit more. And when she, was actually kind of, getting on it a little bit more between the shifts, she was doing really good. She liked this bike a lot. She was like, you know what? This is going to be my bike from now on. And, hey, you know what? I can't complain. If she likes the Grom, not the Grom, then you know what? I'm happy for her. And, honestly, I told her, I was like, hey, if you want to ride this thing, you can ride it whenever you want, So, she obviously still likes her Grom, but, it definitely, she definitely likes this, like the way it like works, the feel of the clutch, the way it engages, the shifting. So it's definitely, she did like this more than the little Grom, And she's like, man, like this where it kind of like, I guess it all happens when you buy small like CC bikes. She was like, oh man, I kind of almost regret going, buying the Grom. She's like, oh, I kind of regret it, because like she's like, this bike is so much better. She's like, why did you let me get the Grom? I'm like, well, unfortunately, like with new riders, and especially her, like the seat height was very intimidating. And I'm like, the Grom was the only bike that I really saw that, would actually get you riding, which it did. It got her riding, and, she enjoys riding it. Don't get me wrong. It's not like she hates the bike. But now that I finally, got her to a point to where I was like, hey, give this a try. She's like, oh man, this is pretty awesome. It's, so, I don't know if how like you can really say about comparisons, but so the one thing she'll, I'm trying to pop open my visor. I'm cooking. It's like 87 degrees out, and it's only 12. It's brutal, very brutal today. But going on. So one thing that she's like, I don't understand. How come when we're talking like price points of bikes and stuff, she's like, hang on. So she's like, so there's no tachometer, like there is on the Grom, or shift light, or gear position indicator. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, this bike doesn't have it. She's like, honestly, if I could take the dash from the Grom and put it on this, it'd be perfect. And you know what? Like, to a certain degree, I'll agree with her, because, it is nice to have a tachometer. It is nice to have, like, a little shift light, flash at you, and, like, but, so she was like, man, it's kind of hard, like, trying to, like, know what gear you're in. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like that thing where you just kind of get better at keeping like a mental note of like what gear you're in, or just like, hey, if the bike is lugging, downshift. If it's, if the motor's revving out, upshift, But, the more she rides it, the more she'll get used to it. So, I'm really looking forward to her, to see how she progresses and how she grows in her, I guess, soon-to-be blossoming motorcycle, life. So, yeah, she's doing good. She's doing good. So, I don't really know how much of a comparison that really was, besides, like, I can give you hardcore specs about, like, these have the 17-inch wheels where the Grom only has like little 12-inch, but it actually has wider tires, believe it or not. The Grom's, I think, is like a 120 front and 130 rear, where this is a 110 and a 120, respectively. But, I've been getting her a lot of miles underneath of her, which has been good, so when she takes her class, so she'll be fully prepared for it. So, but yeah, so I guess let me just continue out my little bit of a little ride, before the next thunderstorm hits, because it's hasn't really been the best of weather. It's been brutally hot and then raining, and then it gets like super duper humid, and then, you know, it just kind of makes it a little bit miserable. But yeah, so got them Pit Bike Mike stickers, new gloves, and as you can see, that nice fancy dancy Kawasaki keyring, because man, I'll tell you what, she is mighty sexy. So yeah, that's where we're at, you know. Hopefully soon we'll be able to see what happens with that rear tire for this bike. I'm hoping probably in the next few days, because, you know, it says from like I ordered it from Cycle Gear, you know. You know, I pretty much, if I can, I try to order from them, just because, you know, I like them people. They seem to be pretty decent. So it says it's gonna ship next business day, which, you know, hopefully Monday, you know, because Tuesday is the 4th. So hopefully they get it sent out Monday, you know, maybe it'll get to my house by, I don't know, like Wednesday, Thursday. You know, I get to try it out, make sure it fits, and then, yeah, I'll go and get it mounted if everything goes well. So, yeah. So, you know, like I said at the beginning, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and, you know, peace. I am